Alright, what's up and welcome back to the channel. As you can see behind me, we got the flight simulator set up. And this stuff on the stand is what I bought with my cousin Brandon. And then that's Microsoft Flight Simulator. And it's actually going pretty well. Well, it was going well up until this one part. So I'm doing the flight training, right? So where it's like, it's teaching me all how to fly and stuff and the basic controls of the aircraft, and I was doing good, and it goes on like a point system, so it ranks you out of 10,000 points, and like from, I don't know, 0 to 4,000 points is a C, 4,000 to 8,000, or maybe it's 6,000, and then 6,000 to 8,000 is a B, and then 8,000 to 10,000 is an A. And because I'm just like a perfectionist, I want to get an A on all my flight training. And I was doing good up until my first solo flight, which is at the end of the second module. And anyways, I kept doing it over and over and over. I probably did it like 20 times, maybe more than 20 times, and I'm like, why is this not working? And so I figured I would go on YouTube and I would watch a little video and see if someone like that got an A on it, see what they were doing differently than I was, right? So I went on YouTube and I couldn't find any video where someone was talking, and I really didn't want to sit through the whole thing and watch it, but I ended up having to sit through this one that had text on the screen for tips, and it said to remember to set your trim. And I was like, all the times before this one, I didn't set my trim because the trim was these two buttons right here. You'd have to push them both up and both down, and it was like to make to increase or decrease the trim, and it was really touchy. So like, well, it was weird. Like if you just pushed them both up, every other time that you pushed it, it would go up by 0.01, and then you'd have to hold it and it would go up super fast. So that wasn't working. And so in the free simulator that I was using, I had it on this button under the throttle. You can't really see it, but there's three little buttons down here. There you go, the middle button. I made it up and down. The other one is flaps on the left, and then on the right it's parking brake and spoiler. But anyways, so I set it to that, and then I tried it. And I set the trim, we went up, and you're supposed to take off at 55 knots, you rotate, so you pull back, and then you climb at 75 knots, and you're supposed to get to 5,700 feet before you get to this marker. And I could never get there to 5,700 feet in time before the marker. So I still didn't get there in time, and then you turn, and then you're supposed to, on the crosswind, you're supposed to get to 6,000 feet before that marker. And I never got to 6,000 feet before that marker, but I was trimming this last time. I was trimming on both of them for climbing. And then when you turn, would that be downwind, you're supposed to be at 6,000 feet and maintain 80 knots airspeed until you get to the end, like almost to the marker at the end. Then you put 10 degrees of flaps, and then you turn on base, and you're supposed to be at 1,400 RPMs, so almost idle, and maintain 65 knots. And then you turn on to final, and it never lines you up right with the runway, so you always have to take a big sweeping wide turn or do something. And then you're supposed to maintain 65 knots and land the plane on the center line. And so I did that, and I got an A, just a low A, like an 8,100. But oh my gosh, I was so excited. But that brings me to what I learned today, is that if things aren't working, well, it's really that you have to do the little things right to do the big things right. And the little thing was the trimming. I wasn't trimming, and once I trimmed, then I got the whole thing right, and I got an A on it. And I mean, that's with everything in life. Like, if you can't do the little things, then you'll never be able to do the big things right. And if you're trying to do something and it's not working, then you're probably doing something wrong. You're doing a small thing wrong that's making the whole thing not work. And so yeah, and I mean, that applies in a whole bunch of different things in life, like finances, work, home life, whatever it is. And so anyways, once I fixed that, finally passed it. But today, got up, had some Spam and eggs, went to the gym early today. It was nice. There was a lot more people there in the morning than there is in around noon, but it was nice. Kind of a different crowd, which was interesting. And then I came home, had a smoothie, and then I got to work. Well, my grandpa came home for lunch, and I went outside and was raking the hill to get all the pine needles out, and then he left to go back to work, and I had to go to the bathroom, so I go to come inside the house. All the doors are locked. I was locked out, so luckily I found a way back in, and went to the bathroom. But that was kind of funny. I was locked out of the house today, and I was laughing the whole time. It was pretty funny, but almost got done with the hill. Filled up both the trash cans, so I have to wait until those are emptied, and then, oh my gosh, I played Fortnite with my sister because my mom asked me to, because she didn't want to do her homework and none of her friends were online. So I played with her, and my cousin joined us, and we didn't do very good. I guess it was just a sweaty time of the day. But yeah, while I was raking the hill, I was talking to Brandon, and he's always funny to talk to. But yeah, and then for dinner we had beef tips and mashed potatoes and mixed veggies, and it was in a roll. It was really good. And then some popcorn, which I shouldn't have had, but it was good. It always is so good, but it's not very good for you, the microwave popcorn. And then now we're here, flying on the simulator. So it was a pretty cool day. But see, anything else? There was something else, but I keep forgetting. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up there. So if you made it this far, thanks for watching, and remember, if you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. I'll see you in the next one.